now present For the Record with Neil Heinen.
Black girls can be and do magic. A preview of the Black Girl Magic Conference is next on For the Record. Thanks for joining us. I'm Neil Heinen. Now in its third year, the Black Girl Magic Conference is a celebration of African-American girls in Madison area schools and their unlimited potential. The message is you are capable of anything. A message that was shared last year with 425 students from 28 schools. The conference has grown each year. This year's event spans 2 days in May, and joining me to preview the conference is Rosa Thompson, a fourth grade teacher at Schenck Elementary School, a member of the Black Educator Network and the founder of the Black Girl Magic Conference. And two participants, Isis Owen, a sixth grader at O'Keefe Middle School who will be going to her first conference, and Donshay McLean, an eighth grader at Sherman Middle School who has been to all three. Welcome all of you for joining me.
Thank you.
Thank you. So where did this idea begin, Rosa?
So the idea began, when I worked at Hawthorne, I was a part of a group called Natural Circles of Support. And so we ran girls groups for our African-American girls. So Donshay was in my first girls group when she was in fourth grade and fifth grade. Fifth grade. She moved there. Yep. And then Isis was in our second cohort. So we had 2 years with our girls. So we used to attend these summit planning meetings because Natural Circles of Support was a partnership with UW Extension. And so they had
was it just in Hawthorne or was it?
No, they had programs all around the state, Racine, Beloit, Janesville, a couple in Madison, a couple in Sun Prairie. So we would all get together. So one day when we were meeting, a group had an idea to have a summit, a roundup for their boys in Racine, I believe. And I was like, well, if they can do it, we can do it. And so I was like, well, we work with girls, so clearly we're going to do ours for our girls. So that's where the idea of the first, it was called a summit that year, Black Girl Magic Summit, came from. And so it was about 80 girls from 5 schools who came together at the Goodman Center. We spent a day.
Were they all participants in the program initially, right?
Yeah, they all participated in Natural Circles of Support. They were in 4th through 8th grade at that time. And so from that came all this interest in growing the Black Girl Magic Conference. And so then it became the Black Girl Magic Conference held in May at Madison College last year, and we're going to have it in May 21st and 22nd of this year at Madison College again.
It's funny, I was going to ask you, what about boys? I didn't realize that they were first. That there was a conference for boys first.
And actually, I don't think their conference actually happened. They planned it, but something fell through. So
sounds like a boy thing to me.
We did have a group of boys at Hawthorne.
We did. We had groups for boys as well. And actually, that's the next phase, is that a boys' conference will happen. I also have a son who's a third grader, and so he keeps pushing me like, Mom, I want a conference for me too. So I get that, but at this point, you know, I need to focus on making sure we can grow and make sure that the girls' conference is sustainable. And I wanted to partner with people in the community to put the boys' conference on, because I don't want to plan for them.
What's the Black Educators Network, and what's the role?
So the Black Educators Network is a group of educators working in the Madison School District. It's any educators, open to any educator of any level. You could work in central office, you could be a principal. It's really just a support network. There's not that many of us, of Black educators in Madison, and it's just really a way to support us as we're doing our work. Sounding boards, mentors. We do political action, so we attend school board forums, and we do service. So a lot of the members volunteer either at the Black Girl Magic Conference or support in some way.
Rosa, what do people need to know about, what are the specific challenges for Black girls that make this so important for young Black girls?
So I think that in society, a lot of times, the way that Black girls are projected, our image is not always a positive image. And sometimes, especially within our own community, we have to search to find those images. If you look for other girls, they could see themselves reflected in many different lights, in different ways, achieving different things. And for us, sometimes that view is limited. So the
stereotyping.
Yes, which we talked about in group. You want to talk more about that?
Stereotyping for me as a black girl is like you saying black girls always have nappy hair, or they always have curly hair, or they are like loudmouth, they're bad influence on other people. In reality, most of us are not. Most of us are, we get good educations, we help out. Mainly me, I ran for breast cancer one year, and I helped my mom's friend out once.
Yeah. Does this, I mean, is this part of everyday life for you, Isis? I mean, does this feel real to you? The kind of things that Rosa was talking about? Yeah. How does it show up?
Well, I don't really know, to be honest, but like, it's just nice.
Yeah. What made you decide to get involved? What interested you about it?
Well, I wanted to see more black girls in our community, see how many. Yeah, I wanted to see different girls. I wanted to see
people.
Yeah, different people.
The connections are important, aren't they? I mean, 400 plus. How many are you expecting this year?
So we're expecting 1,000 girls, 500 each day.
Holy smokes.
Yes, so we had to split up into East Side and West Side schools. We actually, last year, registration opened on a Friday, and I had to close it by Tuesday morning. It was to capacity. We had to turn away over 15 schools. We couldn't handle the load. We didn't know. I mean, we went from 80 girls to, by the time we were done, it was about 500, and we just, you know, we had to start where we could start. Yeah. And so this year, May 21st will be just for West Side feeder schools, and then May 22nd will be just for East Side feeder schools. Okay. And so the format of the day will be, it'll be exactly the same. They'll just have different guest speakers each day, because, yeah. I want to talk about the format in just a minute. But Isis, did you hear other friends of yours talking about it? I mean, were they excited about this conference?
Yeah. A lot of them were.
Yeah.
What did your friends think?
They thought it was like different. It was cool. Nice to see others. Nice to see other people like us.
Interesting. I mean, different and cool, I think, would be two of the things you would really want to strive for, right? It's definitely different. I mean, you know, it's a different format than a regular school day. They learn different things than they would learn at school on a daily basis. And you know, it was really nice to see these girls. You know, Madison is a very transient school district, so a lot of our girls have attended different schools. Yeah. So it was nice to see girls who hadn't seen each other, who might have been friends in 5th grade, and now they're in 6th grade, and, you know, their friends are here. And, you know, we had a photo booth, so they were taking pictures together, and that they got to take home. So just those memories of, you know, building that community. Sure. Well, I want to talk about the structure of the day, what it looks like, what some of the activities are, and we're going to come back and talk about the Black Girl Magic Conference right after this.
For the Record, sponsored by MG&E, your community energy company.
The world needs people who fight for what's right. For us, that means fighting for you when an accident has turned your life upside down.
Congratulations to Holly Walker, a top-notch drama teacher at West High School in Madison.
When I see a student just living fully in who they are when they're on stage, and then giving that back to the audience for these little kids to see, that part I love. I absolutely love that part.
If you know a teacher who deserves to be recognized as a top-notch teacher, send us a letter, an email, or nominate a teacher at channel3000.com.
Sponsored by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Remember when we did one thing and then we finished and then moved on to another thing?
She's just in love with
Then life got really, really fast. We stream, email, pay bills, book flights, buy stuff, email again, entertain ourselves, talk, listen, search for
baby goats.
OMG, I need a nap. It's just the way it works now. And it works thanks to Spectrum's unrivaled network, powering hundreds of millions of connections every day.
Oh, it's adorable.
Spectrum, think forward.
Dear Wallet, Toyota President's Day is on. Load up on tech. Load up on style. Load up on fun. And load up on savings. Hurry, get a historic deal before it's history. See you soon, your new Toyota. Right now, get $1,000 TFS cash when you finance a new 2020 RAV4 or lease a new RAV4 for $239 a month. Find yours at buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
The world needs people who fight for what's right. For us, that means fighting for you when an accident has turned your life upside down.
Coming up 2 days in May is the 3rd annual, I guess, Black Girls Magic Conference. And 1,000 girls. Last year was 425. I'm astounded it's 1,000. Rosa Thompson is the founder of the Black Girls Magic Conference. And we're joined by Isis Owen, 6th grader at O'Keefe Middle School, and Don Shay McLean, who's an 8th grader at Sherman Middle School. So what does that day look like? You know, what is the schedule of the day?
Okay, so it's a day-long event.
Yeah.
As soon as the girls get to school, they get right on the bus and they head over to Madison College. So we start out with a workout, doing work exercise. So that's like a high-impact exercising to like hip-hop music. So my friend, who's a local fitness expert, Keena Atkinson, has led our exercising since the first conference in 2018. So she comes. The girls, they all get these custom-made socks with gripper socks, and they have on their T-shirts, and they go into the gym, and they work out. It's a good way to energize them and get them ready for the day. And it's, you know, it's low stress, so they can kind of like settle into being surrounded by so many girls. I mean, you know, when are you ever in a situation when, with, you know, it's like bigger than some of their schools. And then they head into the auditorium where we have a welcome from the district. Last year we had Takima Ballantyne, who was Miss Black Wisconsin then, and now she's Miss Black USA. Yeah. So
she came to my Avid classroom a couple months ago.
Yeah, so it's nice seeing them connect with people that they've seen at the conference. And then each day they'll have a guest speaker that will reveal in a couple of weeks. And after they hear from the guest speaker, they'll go to breakout sessions. So last year we had breakout sessions on hair, coding, being a doctor, so those kids got to touch real organs. We had gratitude, talking about Black girl media and their image. We had more fitness. We had, what else did we have? What am I missing? We had architecture.
Yeah.
What were some of the things you liked best about it, Don Shay?
Meeting more girls that I didn't really like talk to, and like communicating and building on to what like they were doing and what's like difference between like us, because most of us are like different kinds of colors. So like we all like, how do I say this? We all like stereotyped what it is to be like my color or Isis's color or anybody else's color, from just being regularly a Black girl.
What were the sessions that just kind of, that you remember that really resonated with you?
There was one with this accountant. She like told us what she did and like what she was doing as like a mom the time. And she told us like how she built up to become that, and she went through a lot of stuff. And then there was another one where these two girls, they were talking about Black girls. I'm trying to remember what they were talking about.
Was it Black girl image in the media?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we had two journalists who were talking about the ways Black girls were portrayed in the media and how to counteract that, and just to recognize like what the media may show is not who you actually are.
Yeah.
And be yourself no matter what, and you will always be the same color that you always are, and you will always have the genes in you, and you will always have Black in you.
So it's a good mix, though, huh, of speakers and breakout sessions and connection with your peers.
Yeah. So each group, which Dansha was just talking about that she enjoyed, each school brought about 25 girls. So we split up the schools so that they would get to be paired up with a different school that they didn't know.
Sure.
So she really, you want to talk more about that?
Me being paired up with different girls from different schools is like, most of them are funny, most of them are cool, and most of them like kind of seem off, but once you get to talk to them more, like you'll like figure out like what's their name, like what school they go to, like what's their favorite thing to do. We talked about that in one of the sessions that we had, like what was our favorite thing to do, what was our favorite color, and we got to collab with most of them too.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is there something that you're really looking forward to, Isis? I mean, when you think about all the events of the day, what seems like the most fun to you?
Well, I like the one where we got to touch a bunch of organs.
I got to admit, that seems a little out there to me. I won't go to what organs you were touching, but cool. And so what about this year? Are you looking forward to something specific this year?
Well, I don't really know what's going to happen, so I can't really like anything yet.
Yep.
So this year we have a special partnership with Dr. Jasmine Zapata. Again. So we've been working with her since the first year, and this year, so every year she performs her Beyond Beautiful song. That's part of her book and part of her empowerment movement. So this year we are working on filming the music video to it at the conference.
Nice.
And so the girls will be featured, and they'll have a chance to sing and record as part of one of their breakout sessions.
I remember reading something about how much the girls enjoyed dancing on the stage.
Yes.
This sounds like this year's dancing on the stage would be this.
Yes, and actually this year we're going to end, because we listened to the feedback that the girls gave us, and this year we're going to end with a student-led talent show. And so in the registration packet, the schools will be able to send in videos of girls who are interested in doing singing, dancing, poetry, stepping, whatever they're interested in doing, and then we'll showcase some of those girls each day at the end of the conference.
Yeah. The whole idea, Dansha, of seeing what's possible and kind of seeing opportunities that maybe you hadn't seen before seems like a really important part of this conference.
Yeah.
Has that happened for you? Has participating in the conference shown you things that maybe you didn't think you could do that you now think you can?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
What? Talk about that.
Like me figuring out who I was, what like my black was, like what I was to be a black girl in Madison, Wisconsin, of me being surrounded by people. I had to find myself to like see what it actually was, to communicate with more people and to like build on what I was doing more than I already was. I'm a different person now than I was last year and the years before that.
I'm not going to ask you to commit, Isis, but did working with the organs, I mean, did that interest you in the whole health field?
Yeah.
And had you even thought about the health field before?
I have. At first I wanted to be a vet.
Oh, okay.
Then I changed my mind to being a pediatrician, just because I really like working with kids.
Yep.
It's fun to work with kids, seeing what they're like, what they don't like, just their personalities.
Well, when we come back, I want to just talk a little bit more about sort of the community connection to the Black Girls Magic Conference, and we'll do that right after this.
MG&E, building a community energy company for the future through the power of working together, committed to cleaner, more sustainable energy, driven by innovation, fostered by shared values. Energy2030together.com.
The bladder control aisle. You won't shop here again. Your private business is your own. The constant struggle is over. Now there's a better way. It's HDIS. We home deliver bladder control products. We understand how you feel. For over 25 years, we've home delivered to many of the 20 million Americans who deal with incontinence. We offer all brands. We pay shipping and use plain, unmarked boxes. If we can help you or someone you care for, call for your free product sample pack and $45 in money-saving coupons. Our counselors will help you choose the right product. And unlike stores, we're always in stock. You'll get what you need. Satisfaction guaranteed. HDIS, the better way.
For your free sample pack with your free catalog, $45 in money-saving coupons, and free product samples, call 1-800-548-4176. That's 1-800-548-4176.
You know who really loves fresh food? Amateur chefs, stay-at-home parents, salad lovers, barbecuers, smorgasborders, hors d'oeuvres, fondue-ers, and flambéers, midnight snackers, brown baggers, bakers, and throw it in the microwavers. At Pick and Save, you can get all the fresh you want at a great price with same-day pickup and delivery. Because we believe in fresh for everyone.
MG&E, building a community energy company for the future through the power of working together. Committed to cleaner, more sustainable energy, driven by innovation, fostered by shared values. Energy2030together.com.
Follow us on all your favorite social media sites and never miss a thing. Share your photos and comments with us and stay connected.
I'm back with Rosa Thompson, Isis Owen, and Donshay McClain, and we're talking about the Black Girl Magic Conference, which is coming up in May, the 3rd annual. So while, I mean, the focus on black girls and the magic that can happen for black girls seems pretty obvious to me, but it also, at that kind of a size, that's a big swath of our community.
It is.
Talk about that connection.
It is. So I make it a point to connect with the community, bring people in who the girls may not have a chance to know or see on a daily basis, and really introduce them to the women who are in our community, who are doing amazing things, and just show them that this is who they can be. So we brought in, like I said, Miss Black Wisconsin, who's now Miss Black USA. We brought in a woman who started the first black-owned cosmetology school or beauty school here in Madison. We brought in CEOs, women who are in different fields, you know, that the girls might not get a chance to experience, especially at school. You know, we're focused on the subjects, but really just expanding. Like, this is who you could become. These are fields that you could be in, and really then we can focus on, as teachers, we can focus on what is the path that we can help you be on in order to achieve those goals.
Do you have friends who ask you, Isis, what's this all about? Should I do this? What do you tell them?
Well, I usually tell them that it's kind of hard to explain, but I just tell them that.
You tell them it's a good time?
Yeah, it's a good time. It's fun.
It's different than being around with your classmates than like being with like your own like color, I guess.
Do you look at school differently, Donshay, just because of a conference like this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I notice different things in the classroom that goes on. So there's like different things that you wouldn't notice like on a regular basis. So like we will all like do one thing and then the other one would do something else, and then like it'll pop out of like nobody else will see it, but I'll notice it, and I'm like, okay, that's good, but like could have did more than that. So like just like try and be more yourself, and then instead of like doing something like that you wouldn't do.
Yeah, yeah. The potential, Rosa, just down the road to, when you think of all of the girls who are going to say, you know, I was at that conference.
Yes.
I remember that conference.
Yes.
I remember you from that conference. It seems like it's building a network.
Yes. Now, they don't remember me, which is fine, but when I see them in the community, like with their T-shirts, and the girls all got backpacks. So like all through the summer, I would see backpacks everywhere or T-shirts, and like they didn't know who I was, which is fine. So I would ask them, like, what did you think about the conference? What did you like about it? And so I could get feedback from the girls without, and then I would tell them, you know, I founded it, but and what do you want to change, or what would you improve? And you know, I got some really good feedback. But really, the point of the day is to celebrate the girls. We want them to feel celebrated. We want them to know that they're unique. There's not one way to be a black girl. You don't have to fit into a mold. Like, you can be who you are, whoever you are, and we just want to celebrate that. And this day, like the smiles on the girls' faces, the pictures, it's just a beautiful thing. And really, so I grew up in Madison. I attended East. I'm an East grad. And then I went to an HBCU, Clark Atlanta University. And so that was my first experience where I was in an all-black setting where my teachers, my other students, they look like me, the administration, they look like me, and it was really a support network, a family, and they really helped me figure out who I was. And so bringing this back, this conference, this is really just like what I want to call like a mini HBCU experience, you know? These girls are surrounded by different girls, as Donshay said, different shades of black, and really just girls with all different interests, and just really creating that community so that the girls know there's other people who look like them, who have interests similar to them, and you know, there's this community out there.
Can you see yourself speaking at one of these someday, Donshay?
Yeah.
You know, just keeping up your participation.
Maybe like my freshman year, so like next year I'll probably do it. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, have a wonderful conference. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
It sounds very, very cool. Enjoy it. Thank you for coming and talking about it.
Thank you.
We're going to come back and wrap up For the Record right after this.